thing.
Right.
Like if you know sharpening stones, you know immediately how absurd that is. Apologize, Mr. Mayor. That was just a joke. It's not an actual product. Do not use that.
Hi, Dan at Sharpening Supplies, and I'm here today with John, and we're going to talk about some of the April 1st products that we've done over the years.
See you.
You enjoy April 1st products?
It's my favorite day of the year. I mean, I've always loved April 1st pranks. Our very first one was the Million Grit water stone.
The Million Grit stone. Yeah. It lives on in legend here.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But you enjoyed that. I mean, you presented that as if it was a real product, but tried to make it just so absurd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the abrasive was made from, I don't know, carbonized marshmallows. Yeah. So if a customer read that and then called in and wanted that, it was always a little bit funny for them. Yeah. It's something that customers would actually want.
I started the year after that.
Oh, that's right.
And the Million Grit water stone, the next obvious one was the
One Grit.
The One Grit water stone.
Yeah, so that is the original, the only One Grit stone.
I made this. Yes, this is actually a don't tell them, it's a Norton water stone. And rock salt. And I just glued rock salt.
hot glue, if I'm...
Yeah, it was a hot glue gun and rock salt. And we just glued rock salt to this thing. This one I don't think fooled anyone, but it was, it was quite amusing.
It was visual. Our first take, the Million Grit, wasn't visually interesting. This one is visually interesting.
Right.
Like if you know sharpening stones, you know immediately how absurd that is.
That was, I remember we discussed that. That was exactly what we were going for there, was just we wanted something that at first glance was just so,
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a good one. We talked about the first two, but how do we come up with ideas? What do you do to kind of get the pump primed, as it were?
We come up with ideas all through the year. Yeah, we have like 11 months of ideas, and then like the week before we like scramble and actually try to execute.
What are some of your favorites? I mean, we talked about the first two. We got a couple other examples here, but what are some of the others that we've done that stick out to you?
One that you and I did together was the Tormarmac T99.
Yes. We
had to fake sharpening together on this extremely wide stone.
Yeah.
And so, to make everything line up, we had to like hold our hands in the air.
Because we were both, the gag was we were both sharpening on the Tormek at the same time. Yeah.
So that was fun. The Tormek
years later,
T0.08. We took a photo of one of us holding this, and we put a little miniature T9 or T8 on this.
Yeah.
So
we were kind of worried, how's Tormek going to react? But good thing the Swedes have a sense of humor.
Yeah, we weren't sure.
This was, I had a blast making this one. The idea was, John came up with the idea of using fossilized Brontosaurus skin as a strop material.
Yeah, so this is this very practical strop.
Yeah, so this is the strop. So this is...
we're in Wisconsin, so this
Wisconsin company. Yep. So we had cheese heads around, so we cut up a cheese head and glued it to one of our strops, and then I went to town painting it. And I think this is blasting material, because we were
blasting material.
Yeah, and we glued that on there and everything.
Walnuts, I think.
Crushed walnut shells. Yep. And so this was one of my prouder moments here.
Using your art degree.
Using my art degree got put to use. And I remember too, one of your friends, his daughter was here as an intern, like take your high school student to work day.
Oh yeah.
And she was tagging along with me. And so the first thing that she got to do interning at this professional job was making a Brontosaurus Straw. If I recall, a gentleman saw that and called in looking for it and was not happy when we explained to him that it was an April 1st prank.
I think really what made it so memorable, though, was, a week later, I was walking past the customer service manager's office, and I hear him say, "Yes, Mr. Mayor." And so I had a little conversation, and apparently the customer was upset enough that, felt that we were not a legitimate business, and the mayor should be alerted to.
He called the mayor of the town that we're based in. And
yeah. So apologize, Mr. Mayor. That was just a joke. We do put disclaimers on the bottom of the pages. So if you read to the bottom and you really wanted that product, we let you down easily now. So
I think too, we never posted a price on it.
You know, hot tip, if you do have access to Brontosaurus leather, there is demand out there. There is demand.
Absolutely. Demand. Yeah. People will jump on that. This was another one that we did.
Oh yeah.
And this was
you made that.
I did make this. Yeah. Yes. This was a holder for a stick of butter.
Yeah.
To go in a best edge on up sharpness tester.
Yeah.
So that you could test the sharpness of butter knives.
Yeah. And of course the test medium is butter. So so you could just test the effectiveness of your butter knife. I got to buy a lab coat for that.
Yes.
So
which ticked another thing off the life list, as I recall.
Yeah. I always wanted one. Never had a use, but
we really don't break them out often enough. We should do that more.
A lot of customers love really fine stones and the really coarse stones. You know, you just want the most of something. So we wanted the most medium. So we created the extra medium and posted that online, and one of our vendors asked to produce it for us. And we had to kind of let him down.
Just gently,
well, that was kind of a joke.
Really, that one, if I recall, started from because we had some extra fine and extra coarse, and a customer quipped that when he coming out with an extra medium, that is a gap that needs to be filled.
Absolutely. That's when we had the honing water.
The honing water.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what we called it.
The local artisanal farm-to-table barrel-aged spring-fed alkaline honing water.
That's a mouthful.
There's a few others that we did in here. I think last year we did the left-handed sharpening stone.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. It just doesn't visually as funny as some of the others.
But the bathtub bridge.
That one's really funny. I mean, it's a take on the sink bridge. So it was hilarious to me. My friends thought it was hilarious because, you know, pretty much with what I'm wearing right now, I got into a bathtub.
Did a whole video on that.
Yeah, April 1st product video. So that was fun to do. It looked outrageous to us and to people who know me. But if you're on YouTube,
there's a lot of outrageous
There's a lot of outrageous things. So, you know, probably the most enjoyable video to make.
You got to soak in a nice warm sudsy bath.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, it did have a glass of wine there too.
Yeah.
That was nice. You do have to be very careful when you're using a knife and you have this.
Yeah, in a bathtub.
Yeah. So
little death of Marat.
Yeah. So it's not an actual product. Do not use that.
Yeah.
Especially
don't do this at home.
Yeah. It's a dull knife.
Without question, I would dearly just love to be able to sell genuine petrified Brontosaurus skin strops. Okay. I think that would be really wonderful.
For me, I think it's the Tormek T0.08. I just think people were like commenting they really wanted it. And I agree. It would be fun to just have like a tiny little grinding wheel. Tormek, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
You'd probably sell at least 3. Probably worth the R&D.
1, 2, 3. 4.
Yeah, I would at least have 2, one for home, one for work.
Yeah.
Well, and my shop, and then my desk.
Dashboard of your car. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed us, give us a like below or subscribe. Find all of our products, real and fake, at sharpeningsupplies.com.